Hello, everybody. Sorry, I was muted. I did not notice. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the ADO live stream. Today we are at Bikerniki with our Spec pack. This is a very own custom layout that we designed specifically for our competitions and others if they want to use it themselves. But I'm Shift, and like I said, we're at Bikerniki. I appreciate you guys joining us today. I'm going to get the line map thrown up to show you guys what the driver's looking at today. So they have the right lane leads on run up. They have a slight area where they're allowed to pull handbrake to set themselves in for initiation. Then they have an outside touch and go to an inside clip, to another inside clip, to another kind of tricky area where it's really easy to carry or to slow down because it looks like you're carrying too much speed into it. But another like slight little handbrake section there, entering into that section, going into another inside clip, to the second outside touch and go, to a really tight section of the track. A hairpin section that goes to a touch and go 3 to inside clip 4 with a slight handbrake allowed there before that as well. Going over the hill, going back into the witch kettle to inside clip 5, outside zone down at the bottom of the hill, outside zone 1, and then touch and go 4 to a very aggressive and intimidating wall ride to outside zone 2 with somewhat of a decel onto it. The drivers can utilize the decel or not utilize the decel, but no matter what they do, they have to keep as much momentum as they can. It is a weird kind of same thing. It's an intimidating section that looks like you should slow down more than what you actually need to. And then finally to the last and final outside zone, to the second wall ride, outside zone 3 to the finish line. And that is the line here today, and it is a very, very, very tricky track. It's very, very, very competitive. And right now we got our looks like our timer going off right now to indicate a 2-minute warning for the drivers. But we got our first battle will be Tuna Drifts against Diaz. They will be the first ones up. And then as soon as the practice is over, we will get them sent off for their battles. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. We'll go ahead and give you guys a flyby run of whoops, clicked on the wrong person up there. Give you guys a run of what it looks like here. Follow one of the drivers. Now I will say the cameras, for some reason, it seems like it's a ping dependency. The cameras do switch in different locations of the track for different drivers, and I'm not sure why that is. Like I said, I'm assuming I'm knocking it up to tallying it up to ping dependency. Oh, and then we had a driver just crashed there. All right, well, follow these drivers here. Tuna in the A90. But like I said, this is the layout we are on today. It is a custom layout specifically made for ADL, by ADL, and it's super tricky. It's very, very, very tricky. So, interested to see how the drivers tackle this track today. Seems that Tuna's doing a very good job with it. Completed that A90. Now we will wait for our first battle to get underway. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors while we wait. You see them in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. We got Randall Kenny, RK Skids on YouTube. He creates drifting content, Seto and IRL. Revolution Drift Club. Basically another extension of ADL, just a team-like organization of ADL. Team Pure, the actual team of ADL. We have BDB, Big Dirty Burnouts, one of our longest sponsors. Very, very much appreciative for those guys. They're just hella dudes. We love those guys. Always doing cool stuff and making cool stuff. We've got Asphalt Tattooist Drift Team, one of our very first sponsor. Actually, we started our whole drifting adventure with them, so that's kind of fun. It seems like we got our first battle of the line right now. Tuna drifts against Diaz. We'll get the driver names up for you guys. Oh, Justin was in reverse. Oh, no. Justin was not the guy up. Little communication error there. We got Tuna and Diaz going. That is our first battle. All right. And then obviously one last shout out, Vosan and Gripped Up Mods. Well, shout out both of them. Vosan and Gripped Up Mods. Two places where you can go to get quality drift mods. Here we go. We got Tuna Drifts against Diaz for our very first battle. Looks like Diaz initiated right on Tuna Drift's door. We'll see what they can do as they make their way through the run here. Diaz looking like he's kind of struggling to maintain the same angle and line that Tuna Drifts is holding. Maybe Diaz has a little bit more grip in his setup than Tuna does. But Tuna looking really solid in his lead here. I do hope these cameras start swapping at the right times here, because there's another camera there, but it's... Oh, and then Diaz going into the wall. Very unfortunate. All right, get them swapped around for their second run. All right, drivers are off. Diaz in the lead this time. Tuna in the chase. Diaz with a pretty good initiation. Using a little bit of handbrake there. Tuna all over his door, though. Tuna being a little safe. Bumper to bumper transition there from Tuna. Both drivers all over that inside clip. Diaz looking very fast in his lead here. And what I was saying earlier appears to be the case here. Diaz just has a little bit more grip. And where did Tuna go? Tuna is just out of the picture completely. We'll see what Diaz can do as he finishes the run here. Now, we said this is a very, very demanding track. This track is very hard. And if you do not stay on top of your game, this track will eat you alive. So, going to be very interesting to see what the driver or what the judges call here. I'm assuming that it would be a one more time, given that we had two incomplete runs. So let's get these replays thrown up here for you guys really fast. Got some horns going off in the background here of the replays. All right, so now we just wait for the judges to come back with a call. As we've seen, both drivers had an incomplete on their tally. Don't know what exactly happened to Tuna. Looked as though he was trying to catch up to Diaz, at that hairpin section. He fell off just for a second, and then something happened. But there we go. We have our very first OMT of the day. And it was on our very first battle of the day. Usually not a very good indicator of how the day is going to go. Sorry for that, everybody. My alarm going off. If you heard it. All right, we got Tuna back at the line. Diaz making his way back up the line. Tyler Hobbs, the track is public. It's on Gripped Up Mods already, sir. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Tuna in the lead again for their one more time. Diaz in the chase. Tuna initiating, hitting that inside clip very well. Diaz falling back a little bit. We'll see if Diaz can catch back up. But Tuna doing the same exact thing as he did before. Very smooth, very good lead here. Diaz cutting track hard right there to keep proximity. Tuna, same exact thing as before. Really, really solid lead. Oh, Diaz going all into his door and just absolutely murdering Tuna. I don't know if Tuna slowed too much or if Diaz was too aggressive, but it did appear as though Diaz was way inside of Tuna's line from the angle that I could see, at least. Could be wrong, but that is how it appeared from my perspective. All right, here we go. Drivers are off for their second run. Diaz in the lead. Good initiation there from Diaz all the way out to the rumble strips. Tuna bumper to bumper transition again. And that A90, that thing is just breathing flames. Both drivers really good on the inside clip to that hairpin section there. Tuna's taking the risk and cutting inside to keep that proximity. Very risky move, but I like it. And Diaz flicking onto the wall. Nice angle onto the wall all the way out to the concrete on that one. And Tuna closing in the gap across the line and then just murdering Diaz across the line, playing that aggression. All right. Well, it doesn't seem as though the judges have an easier call to make per se because of still some incompletes and contacts and such. But we'll see what the judges come up with after we watch these replays a couple times here. See what the chat is saying as well. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. Yes, good luck, boys and girls. If there's anyone here, is it me or is shift volume turned down? My volume could be down. I'm not sure. He said, yep, you guys let me know if that's any better. I just turned my microphone volume up, so it should be. I'm looking at it right now, and it appears as though it's working. Sorry for that, everybody. Let's go clean it up. He had it while I pushed that hard. Glad to see the chat nice and active. Thank you guys so much. We are still waiting for the judges to get back with a call for us. Or who took this one? We have Tiny Frog saying OMT. We don't have very many battles today, so an OMT wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Did they make a call and I missed it? I don't believe so. All right. So Diaz is going to get the win, it appears, and move on. Even though he reset back the pits. Diaz will take it over Tuna Drifts. All right, we got our next battle at the line. Jace Havoc against Sideways Justin. Got these drivers ready. All right, drivers are off. Jace Havoc in the lead. Sideways Justin in the chase. Oh, contact made right on initiation there from those drivers. Not quite sure what the cause of that was. All right, driver slipped around, ready to go. Sideways in the lead this time. Jace in the chase. Jace in the chase. Sideways completely missing his outside touch and go there. Was pretty decent on the inside clip. Decent on that inside clip as well. Okay, through there. Oh, and then huge correction there from Sideways Justin. Jace just doing everything he can just to kind of see what Justin's doing, evaluate what he's doing, and maintain as much proximity as he can. Jace Sideways going into the wall, and that is going to conclude his run for him. Jace going to shut it down as well. That was a interesting battle there, I would say. We'll get the replay thrown up so you can see at least the second run. All right, so looking at the contact on the first run, seems as though Jace never got off power, so I would assume that would go down to Justin for contact Sideways fault. So, all right, waiting on Sideways to get to the line still. I think the judges are waiting for him to get over here to make a call, if I had to guess. All right, there we have it. Jace Havoc gets the win. He moves on. We will get our next battle at the line here. We did not have very many, like I said, we didn't have very many battles today, so our groups, our initial groups are smaller than they normally are. They're only 3 groups or 3 battles long, so after this battle will be the end of this group, and we will be bringing our next group. All right, here we go. We got E30 Cook and VX Media up now. E30 Cook and the S15, VX Media and the E36 Eurofighter, which we just actually released for free to the community. If you guys would like to download that car for yourself, unencrypted to use for yourself, it is in the ADL Discord. Link is probably in the bio. I did not put it in the description of this video. I apologize. Driver meeting went on for a little bit longer than anticipated, so kind of rushed to set it up. So the live stream, I should say. But yeah, so far these drivers doing what they need to do. Cook could be a little bit better in his lead, I would say, but VX was okay where we could see him, but it appeared as though he fell off. Well, he didn't appear. He fell off towards the end, and it's kind of harder to tell what exactly was going on during that run. But you know, when he was out of camera range, so. All right, here we go. VX Media off in the lead. E30 Cook in the chase. VX initiating that E36 Eurofighter. That car is very fast. Then again, so is that S15, but VX Media putting buses on E30 Cook here. We'll see if Cook can close the gap at all, but VX Media did go wide on that touch and go there, right at that rumble. He went a little bit too wide, so we'll see how the judges knock points for him for there. Coming onto the wall, VX Media very good on the wall, and I'd see VX Media must have a higher ping, because I've noticed that drivers with a higher ping, camera doesn't switch off that one there, but nonetheless, very good run from these drivers. That second one around was pretty good. Right. Both drivers did okay in their runs. I would say this is a very, very, very tricky, intimidating track. So anybody that's able to link this track one time fully around, especially in a comp setting with all the nerves and the stress and everything, I tip my hat to you guys. You guys are out here crushing it. You guys did a heck of a job with those runs. So yeah. Hey, shout out Gripped Up Mods in the chat. Very. Don't worry. We also haven't forgot about you, Gripped Up. We are still discussing as a staff on the best move to make. All right, there we have it. VX Media gets the win. He's going to move on. And that is it for Group A. Like I said, these groups are going by really fast. We at least in round 1, because we only have 3 battles per group. Just because we had 28 drivers for this competition, unfortunately. But round 2, we'll have full groups of 4 battles. So, but I hope everybody is enjoying the live stream. All good, bro. Just happy to be involved. Absolutely, we're happy to have you on our track, man. But yep, I thank everybody for being here. Anybody watching, if you guys would like to be involved yourself, competing wise or anything else, reach out to us. Join the Discord. Let us know, and get something cooking up. Got our semaphore doing some donuts there. We're waiting for our next group to join in. And so usually we would send you guys to commercial breaks in times like this. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't like sending you guys commercial breaks. I feel like it's not as personal. I want to sit here and talk to you guys. Even if it might be boring for you guys and you don't like to hear me talk. It's okay. I also hope that I fixed my audio. Nobody has said anything yet, so I'm assuming that it is fixed. That's how I will assume that. Slam's got a crown number 2. I'm not sure what that means. This YouTube stuff is all new to me, so not new. I've been doing it for a while, but all this, the crown with the number 2 slammed. What does that mean? What did you do with your name, sir? Maybe it's just because he's active in chat all the time. Audio is good. Awesome. All right. Well, our next group compiles of Chucho, 131, Raging Canadian, Tony D, Kyle Polia, and 91 Cutie. These are obviously not their real names, but I just talk a lot over 2 fans. She knows what I mean. Oh, awesome! Look at that. He's new to ADO, and he's already. That's, man, what a legend. This guy, all the No Pants guys, they're awesome. Shout out to them dudes. All right, let's watch Chucho on his run here. One of the only drivers in the BRZ. BRZ is a very good car. It was a super popular choice at the Nürburgring competition that we hosted, but it hasn't been very popular after that. That was like the only competition that it was popular for, but it's a good car. It's a very good car. You see Chucho here ripping it up with the BRZ. Also a very interesting sound. I believe it's a flat 4 sound, if I'm not mistaken, which obviously isn't what the engine is, but the sounds cool, so why not? Val Mori, I do believe, if I am wrong, correct me if you're watching, Val Mori, I do believe this is first competition with us, choosing the S15. The Cutie, very good choice as well, super aggressive car. A little wide there. Alright, but I do hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. Track is public. It's on Gripped Up Mods here in chat. If Gripped Up, you would like to post a link to your website in chat, be my guest, man. That is the next upcoming site to get all of the drifting mods from, mark my words. We're waiting for these drivers to finish their practice here. They only got a couple more minutes left before we get them sent off. Oh! All right, we will stay locked on the semaphore here now so that way we can see exactly when the battles are going to begin. The red or the yellow flashing caution light means that there is a 2-minute warning for the drivers. Well, I think it changed this event. I think it is different this event. If I'm not wrong, I just can't remember right now off the top of my head what exactly it was changed to. but usually that means a 2-minute warning. And then obviously this is our beta pack, our final beta pack. Well, I can't say final. There is going to be another update to them after this event, leading into our next one, due to some discrepancies found in the cars that we have to get fixed. But other than that, this is the final beta of these cars. So they don't all have liveries and such. The cars that are returning to the Pro Pack, they have liveries, obviously. But some of the newer cars, they don't all have some. And we are getting them all done currently, you know, through angle design and such. But upon the final release, they will obviously all be equipped. But for this event, they are not. They all don't have liveries. If the driver submitted custom liveries for the cars that don't have them yet, then of course they will have liveries. Such a beautiful car, that Eurofighter E36. I'm so happy that we got that out and released. There's going to be an update to it at some point later on in the future, probably closer to the final release of our pack, because there is some stuff that I would like to iron out on that car. It is very quality how it is now, but there are some things that I would like to do. I would just to make it easier for drivers to be able to use that car wherever they want. Some things I'd noticed brought to my attention here recently. So, but it looks like we got our next battle at the line. We got Val Mori against Chucho 131. Chucho 131, a returning competitor. Not a long time competitor, but fairly new still, but still returning. Happy to have him back. Him, Tuna, and Jace. They're all I think they're all part of the same little team there, so happy to always have them boys here. But here we go. We got Val Mori in the lead against Chucho in the chase. Chucho super aggressive on initiation. He was right in the pocket. Fell back a little bit though. Gave Val Mori a little room. Bumper to bumper transition from Chucho, and Val Mori putting down a heck of a lead run here too. That at S14 is quick. Val Mori going into the wall, getting collected by the barrier. Unfortunately, Chucho is going to finish out his run here. Let's go ahead and get locked on a Chucho, so that way we can finish out the replay. Very unfortunate there for Val Mori, though. That was a outstanding lead run up until that point, doing, well, not everything right, but doing a really solid run. This track's very difficult if I haven't specified, you know, enough already. But, you know, this track's tough, man. And being able to do a run around it, hats off, like I said. Here we go. Chucho in the lead this time. Val Mori going to chase him down. Was very good start to that run grip. All right, here we go. Chucho in the BRZ off in his lead. Very, very aggressive initiation there from Chucho. Still maintained about 3/4 of the track that we were wanting to see on initiation. That's awesome. Chucho putting the car right where he needs to. Val Mori just a little too aggressive there. Unless Chucho slowed a little too much. I'm not positive what it exactly was there, but Val Mori was coming into that a little bit more shallow than Chucho was, so if I had to guess, that's what I would say happened. But Chucho, he said, "You're not going to put me down. I'm going to finish out my run," and he does just that, and he makes his way to the line. All right, let's see what happened here on this replay. What happened? Yeah, see, yeah, Val Mori just wasn't on the same line as Chucho. Wasn't out to that touch and go and just transitioned. You know, we were saying mid-track transitions to 3/4 of the track edge transition, you know, is where we want to see. But, I mean, that was, he never made it out to the edge of the track, if that makes sense, in that section, to that touch, excuse me, to that touch and go. All right. I was going to let the replay play through one more time, but it seems as though Val Mori left the server, so I think we're going to be getting a call here very soon. Yep, Chucho 131 gets the win. He moves on. Congratulations, Chucho. Val Mori, better luck in the next event. Hope to see you return. All right, up next we got Raging Canadian against Tony D. Raging Canadian will be leading in that S197. Tony D in the E36 Eurofighter with the HGK livery on it. Man, I love that car. I love that car. All right, here we go. Shout out to Raging Canadian. This is his first event with us. He was part of the ADL Discord there for a while when he was just getting into drifting, and now he decided he wanted to put it to the test in a comp setting, and he chose to do it at the hardest track possible. So hats off to this guy here in the lead, Raging Canadian. Tony D doing everything he can to chase him down. Make the best of it. Tony D spinning out. Raging Canadian going to see if he can finish out his run here. Going to see what he can do as he comes into the wall, and he backs into the wall and then just completely overspins. Very unfortunate there, but still shout out to him. Very new to drifting. Still coming out here trying to make things happen on this challenging of a track. You can do nothing but tip your hat to that. So not a problem, Val Mori. We hope to see you again. Don't let it discourage you. We usually do easier tracks than this. Then thank you for coming. All right, but here we go. We got Tony in the lead. Raging Canadian gonna chase him down. Tony D so far putting together a pretty good run here. Raging Canadian going off track, going into the wall. He's gonna be shutting it down. Tony D gonna see if he can finish out his run here. Flirting with that tire wall there, Tony D was. We'll see if he can finish out his run. Now that car is a little temperamental on this track, that E36 Eurofighter. It's you can't drive it like you're scared of it, if that makes sense. You have to really, really abuse that thing to get it to work magic for you, so. We'll watch these replays through one time before we get a call from the judges. Got some background noise going on here. Drivers seems like they're warming up their tires, getting ready for their next run. Still waiting on a call to come through for this battle here. I do believe it's going to go Tony's way. Yes, it does. Raging, good job, man. Hope to see you in the next competition. Don't let it discourage you. This is a hard track, dude. So I'm sure you'll do just fine at a much easier track. So, but we got our next battle at the line right now. It's Kyle Poya against 91 Cutie. And this will be our very last battle for Group B, and then Group C will come in. But we'll see what these drivers can do. Kyle in the E36, the 2JZ E36. We do have two E36s in our pack, and he is in the other one that we haven't seen yet today. And then 91 Cutie in the S14, supercharged LS S14, if you couldn't tell by the sound. Kyle Poya, though, very, very precise, fundamental run here from him so far. Putting that car exactly where he needs to. Transitioning exactly where we said we wanted to see it in the driver's briefing. Could have been a little bit deeper in outside zone one. Nonetheless, still very good. Very deep on the wall there. He backed his bumper into the wall, but he was able to save it. I can see the rear of his car lift up, but he kept it. What a man. Jeez. What a run. Straight up G. For holding that together there on that wall. All right, 91 Cutie will lead Kyle this time around. We'll see what he can pull together. See if he can have a somewhat better lead than he had Chase. Kyle is a beast. Kyle is a beast. From what I just seen, Kyle is 100% a beast. 91 Cutie very good through the first section of the track there. Could have been a little bit more angled there. That is one thing we said in the driver's briefing, that we want to see them have a little bit more angle at those inside clips than what we just seen from Cutie there. And Cutie cut and clip hard. Looks like he just has way too much grip in that car. I can tell because of how he's just been foot to the floor the whole time and just, I mean, is struggling to get to the zones. Just way too much grip in that car is what it appears. Unfortunate, because that is a very good car, especially for this track. That's a solid choice. Could also just be a fairly new driver, you know, which is always could be the case, you know, when you see somebody struggling. Not that I'm trying to, you know, throw shade or anything, but... yep, Kyle definitely did exactly what he had to, I feel like, to lock in that that battle, unless the judges see something that I didn't see. You know, that is obviously always the case as well. It did appear as though he didn't have quite a lot of proximity at the beginning of the runs, but it's kind of hard to keep proximity on somebody that isn't making it out to the zones. So, but nonetheless, we'll wait to see what the judges say when they get back with a call. I do apologize for the cameras sometimes swapping, sometimes not. There are cameras that allow us to see every bit of the run, like when they first initiate onto the when they initiate on the first wall. You're only supposed to see them initiate on the wall, and then it switches to another camera to where you see them ride the wall. For some reason, that camera hasn't came on not a single time today, so don't understand why, but unfortunately, but maybe it will start working here later on. Not sure. We enter to learn. That's right. Always a learning experience, no matter how good you are. Still waiting on the judges to get back with a call for us. Our next group to come in is going to be Aston, Hassan Selick, Tyler Duck, Drake Burke, Randall Kinney, and Syncafex. All right, Kyle Pullia getting the win. Moving on. Great driving, Kyle. Cutie, better luck in the next competition if we see you again. And we will now have our Group C come in. Like I said, Group C consists of Aston, Hassan Selick, Tyler Duck, Drake Burke, Randall Kinney, and Syncafex. If I believe that everybody would have a good ping, a good enough connection, I would go ahead and pull in the last two groups just to go ahead and get things running here. But unfortunately, I don't think that everybody in the last few groups is going to have a very good connection. So there's a handful of drivers that will have somewhat high pings, if I had to guess. All right, Group C making their way in here now. I'll go ahead and do some runs with everybody. Like I said, I don't want to send you guys to too many commercial breaks today. I don't like sending you guys commercial breaks. I like to feel personal with you guys and feel like I'm actually, you know, talking with you guys. I'm a part of this and not just, you know, sending you guys off to commercial breaks and only showing you guys action when there's action. So, Hassan Selick in the very, very, very old ADO livery. Huge props to that. That's a classic livery right there. That car came, or that livery came with that car. That livery didn't even get released with the original ADL pack. That's how old that livery is. But it got released with this one because it's pretty cool. I like it. Some more drivers joining in with us. Randall Kinney. We'll watch him chase down Hassan. Now that is another problem. You guys will see it on the SN95. Go ahead, laugh it up at me in chat. You know, make fun of me. The tires, the wheels disappear due to the blurring objects, I and Seto. So the wheels disappear, and I didn't notice it until after I'd already posted the cars. And I didn't want to make everybody download an update for that. So that will be fixed for the next event. But Randall, that was an incredible chase run from him by there. The fact that you can stay that close around this track blows my mind. I'll watch Tyler Duck. One of the few drivers, I think the only driver today to drive the Aston. Very, very good choice. That thing is absolutely menacing, super hooked up. The reason you can tell because it's running away from the C7 right now, and the C7 is an absolute animal in straight line speed. And that Aston is just like, see ya, dog. Peace out. Peace out, Girl Scout. Nobody clipped that. Yo, good battle, man. With my wall contact, it could have went either way. Clipped. I knew it. I knew it. I almost debated on not even saying it because I thought either you or certain somebody else would have clipped it. Whatever. I don't care. It's already gonna. It's gonna be on the soundboard now at ADL. We'll do a run with Randall here while we wait for the drivers to get done with their practice runs. We're going to start limiting the practice runs online between battles or between groups joining in. Make it to where basically whenever the last guy joins in, we have like 1 minute from the time the last guy joins in to start sitting. And that way we can kind of just get everything going, keep the flow and whatnot. But yeah. We'll do a run here with Randall, see how he is handling the track in that new edge. He had we followed him on a very good chase earlier, and so far putting down a tremendous lead, doing exactly what the judges want to see, transitioning exactly what the judges want to see. Using the least amount of braking possible and just absolutely sending that thing, dog. Wow. Wow, killer run there from Randall. Love the body kit on that new edge as well. Another car that we cannot wait to get finished. And there we have it. Practice is over. So we are going to have our next battle come to the line. It's going to be Aston and Hassan Selik. Aston from BDB. Longtime sponsor of ADL. Shout out to Aston. Thank you so much for joining. I do believe he is one of the few guys actually part of BDB that lives close enough to our time zone to where he can make our competition. So thank you for showing up, Aston. We'll see how he can do as he leads Hassan Selik and the S15, both drivers in the S15. BDB, Aston rocking the straight flat, or not flat black, just the straight black one, and Hassan Selik rocking that classic ADL green livery. And Aston, both drivers so far doing really, really good. The S15 is soft. It has a very soft suspension setup, making it very reactive to every little movement that you do. And you could kind of see how the drivers were reacting. Each driver was reacting to how the car was responding to the bumps and stuff in the track. That's pretty cool to see. One of the few cars. There's a handful of cars that have naturally soft suspension setups that we put that way. Here we go. Hassan in the lead. Aston in the chase. Very good initiation there from Hassan. I don't know if he was all the way tight that inside clip or not, but still very solid, smooth initiation there from Hassan. And Aston a little inside there. Oh, kind of straightening. I thought he was going to have that issue there. Hassan just absolutely throwing it, man. Throwing it with all the angle he can get out of that S15. And he is on a mission here. That's the other camera. There it is. It finally switched to it. And Hassan, very solid run there from Hassan, and BDB all over it. Aston all over his door across the line. Hassan bumped the wall. And then BDB Aston just kind of got right up on his door at that exact moment. So that was very exciting. It was almost bad. The new edge looks so good. Thank you, Python. It'll be in the, well, it's already in the pack, but it's going to be more fully built upon the final beta, the next final beta release. We are going to some things need to be updated, like I said earlier, so it'll look better in the next one. But Time Plaza is the one that built that car, the body kit and everything on it, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's one of the coolest kits I've ever seen on a car, like fictional kits, that is. All right, here we are waiting for a judge, or what the judge is. Hassan Selik gets the win. All right, there we go. Great job, Hassan. Great job, Aston, as well. Hopefully we see you in the next competition, Aston. Up next, we're going to have Tyler Duck. I don't know where I'm at on this thing. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, we got Tyler Duck leading Drake Burke for our next battle. I apologize for that little issue there, everybody. All right, Tyler Duck in the lead off. Oh, he's in the Aston as well. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot. We were watching practice earlier. Tyler Duck in the lead, though. Drake Burke chasing him down. Drake in the C7. And Tyler Duck making a livery change while he was in the pits. Quickly putting a wrap on that car. So that racing Red Bull livery. Very good livery. It's actually a carbon Kevlar Red Bull livery, but it looks very, very, very solid. But both drivers doing really good here so far. Tyler Duck, an absolute beast. And Drake just... He joined us not too long ago. He's been a part of every single competition so far, and he was good when he joined us, but it seems as though he is increasingly progressed each round, which is something we see from a lot of drivers. But I don't know, he has, like, it's weird. I don't know, it's not insulting weird. It's the way he improves, I guess. I don't know. All right, but here we go. Drake is off in the lead. Tyler chasing him down. Drake going a little wide all the way out to the edge of the track after the inside clip one. Not necessarily a bad thing. He was able to hold together, not choke up Tyler too much. Oh, and Tyler, a little bit of a correction there, that inside clip, but Tyler all over Drake's door. I mean, just sticking to him like glue. It's very hard to maintain proximity around this track, and Tyler is all over him. Drake giving the wall a little tap there. Did not discourage Tyler from staying on his door. He stayed there. Wow, what a battle. I don't think you're going to see a better battle than that today, guys. I mean, you probably see battles as good, but I don't think you're going to see many battles better than that one. Especially at this track. Absolutely amazing runs from both of these guys. Little corrections here and there, obviously, but you know, they capitalized on those corrections very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. Absolutely incredible runs from those guys. Our next battle, while we wait, our next battle will be Randall Kenny against Sync Effects. Go ahead and get locked on to Randall already. That way we're good to go. As soon as we get a call here. Absolutely incredible battle from these two guys, though. Dude, these car models are amazing. Thank you so much. Aston was gapping the vet a bit. I agree. I agree. I appreciate you, Tiny Frog, though. That means a lot to us. We didn't build all the cars, obviously. We did build some of them, but not all of them. Drake Burke is going to get the win. He's going to move on. And Tyler is going to be eliminated. I do think that I would need to have a judge explain to me that call. Not mad at it, but... Alright. Drivers are off. Randall Kenny in the lead. Titus in the chase. Randall in that new edge. Titus in the A90. Titus with a little bit of an over angle there. Don't know if that was caused from something that Randall did or if it was just self-inflicted. But so far, Randall throwing... I mean, all the angle at that outside zone, or inside clip there. Pretty solid run here so far. Both cars just absolutely, like, just breathing fire. Screaming V8s. I love them. All right, get locked on here. All right. Drivers are off. Have to be the bobbles. I agree. All right, Titus in the lead. Randall in the chase. Sync Effects in the lead. Randall in the chase. We'll see what they can do. That A90 is very, very fast. Very gripped up. Very aggressive. One of the other cars, like I was saying, with the soft setup. And if you give that car any room, it will run away from you. So as you've seen Randall, he allowed it a little bit of room, and he just had to play play a little shallow and catch back up. But Titus with a tire drop there. Didn't throw Randall off at all. Randall stayed right there with him, keeping that proximity. Randall glued to his door across the line. Good battle, boys. Good battle. My reasoning was because the Aston had big corrections in Chaser, but Drake was consistent and had very similar lead. Alright. I can agree with that. Like I said, wasn't upset at all. Just, I guess watching it from my perspective with my camera view. You guys have judging cameras. I don't. Well, I do. I'm not watching them from the judging cameras, obviously. So, is that the Python? It appears to be the Python. The one and only. Alright, we are still waiting for the judges to get back with a call for us on this battle here between Randall and Titus. We'll go ahead and get it swapped back over now after that run. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Alright, Randall Kinney is going to get the win over Titus. Randall's going to move on. Great job, Randall. And that is it for Group C. We're going to have our last and final group, Group D, come in here before we move on to round 2. And then, like I said, round 2, we will go back to our normal groups of 4 people, or 4 battles. I'm sorry, 8 people. That way we can kind of get everything back on track here. Our last and final group consists of Havoc, Swan, Slide, Slammed, Yagi, 925 Psy, and Evanos. And then we also had some buy runs who have not been mentioned yet. Like I said, due to the bracket being set up the way it is, we have Iron Lord, who is going to be participating in the first battle of round 2. We have Charlie Hume, who will be competing in the third battle of round 2. Brexa will be competing in the third battle of round 2, and then Benji Hernandez, he was our last and final buy, who will be competing in the 7th battle against, the winner of our first battle of this next group here. I could have signed up today, but I was trying to sleep in. Hey, man, I'm telling you right now, as somebody who is getting up there in the age, sleep is magical, man. I love sleep. I feel like I can't get enough of it anymore. Once you hit 30, it's like all your energy just like depletes. It's like you're always tired. I don't understand it. It is fun, Brandon. It's very fun. It's also very tricky. After you do a few laps, it becomes a little bit easier, but initially at first it is very, very, very intimidating. I mean, 5 a.m. That's not even that much sleep. 5 a.m. to 1:30, I guess. Yeah, that's a good amount. But yeah, man, I can do it. I can do it too. If I went to sleep at 5 a.m., I could probably sleep until like 5 p.m. Oh, no worries, man. We have a schedule posted. It's in comp info for the remainder of 2025. So if you want to take a look at it, it's usually every 3 weeks. Here, I can post a link. I don't know if the link will work in chat or not. I don't know if that link will work or not. You can just probably copy and paste it into the browser. But yeah, like they said, it's in the description of our YouTube channel as well. Not of the video, of the actual channel. Do apologize for that. Yes, usually I do put it in the description. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you for joining us. Happy you're here. But yeah, usually the description is in the video. I have a I have a text document with like a basic general description of her videos, and it's in there, and I just forgot to include it this time, unfortunately. Driver's meeting took roughly 45 minutes, which is about 15 minutes longer than it usually does, which is understandable for this track. You know, it's a very tricky track. Guys wanted to be very clear on the instructions of what the judges wanted, so. All right, drivers, they only have a couple more minutes of practice left. The caution light has been going off for about 2 minutes now, so I would assume they only have maybe another couple at most. Look at that E36. Man, that thing is beautiful. Shout out to Angle Design as well for the liveries. He absolutely crushed it with the E36 there. And if you guys are curious, the liveries that are on that E36, the same kind of style and like professionalism is in every livery of our Pro Pack update. So if you want to know the quality of liveries we will be getting for our update, just look at the E36 to see. We got our first battle for our final group, Group D, coming to the line. Havoc against Swan. Swan slides from AOM, also a VDC driver, ESDA driver. He does it all, everybody. He's actually trying to go pro on iRacing, and he is looking for a sponsor. So if anybody would like to sponsor Swan to go to iRacing, then hit him up. He is a very, very good driver. I'm sure you'll be putting your money to good use. Who knows, I might sponsor him myself, but so far Havoc doing fairly decent so far in his league. Could be a little bit better in certain parts of the track. And Swan basically sticking right there with him. Maybe a little better in the zones than Havoc himself was. But overall, not too bad of a run. Both drivers made it to the line, and that is all we are really looking for at the end of the day. Get them flipped around. Braden will lead this time. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Swan in the lead this time. Havoc in the chase. Swan with a very good initiation there. Havoc all over his door again. It looked like he gave him a little bit of a tap. That or he was just a little bit of a lag punch. But Swan so far, really, really good lead. Putting that car exactly where he needs to. And Havoc trying to keep that proximity. Keeps going in and out of proximity. Havoc does. He gets close and then falls back. Gets close and falls back. The Swan absolutely amazingly run here so far. Doing exactly what he needs to. Putting that car everywhere that he should. Very good run. All right. After this replay, we will see what the judges say about it. Havoc seeming like he was, I don't know if he was just a little intimidated going against Swan. Like I said, Swan is a VDC driver, pro driver, well known in the community, just a top-notch driver. So I don't know if it was just nerves or, you know, the track nerves, the track being difficult getting to him. I do know Havoc is a very good driver, and he showed it there, you know, obviously with being able to complete the lap, but just a little shallow in some of the zones and stuff, which isn't normally what we see from him. There we go. Swan gets the lead, or gets the win. He will move on. We got our next battle at the line right now. It's No Pants Slammed against Yagi. All right, drivers are off. Slam in the lead. Yagi in the chase. Slam in the S14 in that custom livery made by his own teammate, Augie. He is, I believe, the only driver to choose the Zenki today. Another car that is very, very aggressive. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. Yagi doing a little bit of off-roading behind Slam there. But Slam not deterred, putting that, he said, I'm going to go ahead and finish my run. He probably doesn't even know what's going on behind him. But Slam, very good run there from him. Could have been a little bit deeper in that last zone, but overall, not too bad of a run there from Slam. All right, here we go. Drivers are flipped around. Yagi's in the lead. Slammed in the chase. They are off. Yagi's with a little bit of handbrake pull on initiation. Slammed, having to check up a little bit to avoid from hitting him. Yagi's a little wide right there on that touch and go, but not too bad. Slammed all over his door, trying to maintain as much proximity as he can, and Yagi's just giving that car everything that it has. Hasn't left limiter this whole time. Putting that car all over the wall. Yagi's riding that wall perfectly. Very good final wall ride there from Yagi's as well. And Slam basically stood right there with him the whole time. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. That's what we like to see. Both drivers did really solid in their leads. I just want to know what happened to Yagi's on his chase. Watch this back one more time and see exactly. So he got gapped a little bit on the initiation, playing catch up a little bit, trying to get that proximity back, and then that's probably what it led to, was he was just trying to I think I see what happened. It looked as though he left foot braked and he just straightened up going up the hill. I'm not sure what is... Okay, there we go. Slam gets the win, moves on. I wasn't positive what was happening, so... Alright, we got our next battle, 925 Sai against Evanos at the line right now. All right, 925, both drivers in the E46. 925 Sai just has his bumper off. I was on the wrong driver there, sorry. Good initiation there from both drivers. 925 Sai, like I said, with his bumpers off. Rocking that grassroots style livery, and Evanos in the very clean purple livery. Purple and yellow livery. This car was made by SimDriver061. We purchased it from his Patreon, and of course has some permission to use it. But very awesome car. Highly recommend you guys go and buy it yourselves. Fun fact, we did not change any data about that car at all, actually, or at all either. We only replaced the tires to have our tires, obviously. But we did not replace any data on that car at all, and it paired very well. It's on VDC 5.0 data, but paired very well with our cars, for those of you guys that are curious. All right, but here we go. Evanos in the lead. 925 Sai in the chase. Evanos playing the big flick game, big sin. Not quite all the way out to that outside touch and go. Sometimes you get that with that big flick, but very smooth initiation so far, and Evanos taking it out wide there, sending 925 Sai out wide as well, almost into the wall. 925 Sai able to hold it together though. Very huge props to him for that. That could not have been easy. That wall was coming hot and fast. Oh, and Evanos going to the wall. I don't know what happened. Maybe the wall just collected him. I don't think 925 Sai was close enough to cause contact for that to happen. We'll watch it back here in the replay and see. But that was interesting. The camera situation made it to where we did not see the full picture here. But we'll see what happens here in this replay. We'll watch it back. Very good so far. Yeah, it looked as though he just kind of went into the wall a little too hot. Because you see Sai go into the wall just after him. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Evanos. It did appear as though to be a self-inflicted error on his part. All right, there we have it. 925 side gets the win. He is going to move on over Evanos. And that is going to conclude our first round. We are going to be moving on to top 16 now. But first, we're going to send you guys to a quick commercial break to allow myself to use the restroom, allow a slight small reset for the server and the drivers and such. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, and when we return, we will be sending out our top 16. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be right back. All right. Well, I was not aware that I was muted this whole time. I apologize to everybody. But yeah, I was shouting out our sponsors. I missed some earlier that I was not able to get to. Pods Mods and Sleight of Hand are our two latest sponsors. Pods Mods, he does everything. He's an Assetto nerd. He makes cars, tracks, you name it. He does it all, and he uses cosmic data. He's the only one that I know of that utilizes it fairly well as well. So go ahead and give him a follow. Go check him out. He has a Patreon, Discord, as well as I believe it's just Patreon, Discord, actually, if I'm not mistaken. He has a YouTube channel as well. But here we go. We got our next battle coming up. We got Iron Lord against Diaz. And then Asphalt or Sleight of Hand is a drifting team, like an IRL drifting team, as well as a sim drift team. They're all about drifting. Love it. So go ahead and follow them as well. But here we go. Iron Lord in the E36 M3, followed by Diaz in the 370. Iron Lord, huge straight in there. Not quite sure exactly what happened. The camera angle did not allow for us to see it, but definitely interesting. Oh, Iron Lord completely over rotating. Not quite sure what happened to Iron Lord there. That was a weird over rotation. I've never seen somebody over rotate quite like that. All right, Diaz finished out the run. I'll have to watch the replay back to see exactly what happened on that first run with Iron Lord. Hook the curb. Could have been. All right, here we go. Diaz in the lead. That 370, really good looking car. Absolutely slammed to the ground. I think he actually caught a little bit of the rumble strip at the rear of the car on initiation. But Diaz putting that car right where he needs to, letting that VQ sing. And Iron Lord doing everything he can to stay right there with him. Diaz giving a little bit of a gap. We'll see if Iron Lord can make it back up here. Iron Lord coming in really hot into the wall, and I believe, I couldn't really tell, but I believe Iron Lord hit Diaz, and that is what caused that. Like I said, don't know for sure because of the angle, the camera angle, but that is how it appeared to be. We'll watch this replay one time before we swap over to the judges to get a call from them. I think they will have a fairly quick call here, I do believe. All right, waiting on the judges. And there we have it. Diaz gets the win. He will move on. We will move on to our next battle here. Jace Havoc against VX Media. Jace Havoc in the S14 Zenki. VX Media in the E36 Eurofighter V8. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Jace in the lead. Big initiation there from Jace. Didn't look like he let off throttle at all. And VX Media hunting him down in that M3 or E36 Eurofighter. So far, both drivers doing very well. VX Media getting gapped a little bit now. Could make some of that proximity. We'll see if he can. Coming onto this wall. And Jace going into the wall. Looking like it was not caused from another driver contact. Very unfortunate there for Jace. Did appear to be self-inflicted though, like I said. And you get that, especially on tracks like this. Tracks that are super difficult, super challenging, demanding. I mean, you got to be on top of your game the whole time at this track. But here we go, VX Media in the lead this time around. Very good initiation there from VX Media. Putting that car right where he should. Cut that inside clip a little bit there. Jace falling back. Needs to get some of that proximity back. We'll see if he can. But VX so far putting that car right where he needs to. I do know he drives a BMW in real life. So he's probably sitting in the car feeling right at home. Oh, and Jace going in the wall again. VX Media was able to keep himself off that wall right at nearly perfectly. Very good run there from VX Media. Excuse me, everybody. Yeah, like I said, that's super fundamental run there from VX Media and his lead. Doing exactly everything that he needs to. Just very unfortunate for Chase to be collected by the wall. All right, we are still waiting for a call to come in from the judges, and it is going to go to VX Media. He is going to get the win and move on. Good job, buddy. Jace, we hope to see you in the next competition, man. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Charlie against Chucho for our next battle. Charlie in the 180, Chucho in the BRZ. Charlie, one of the only driver today to pick the 180, and you can see he is absolutely driving the rails off of this car. Absolutely left Chucho at the line. He has that thing gripped up all the way. I mean, giving Chucho not even a chance to catch up. Very unfortunate there to be collected by Chucho, however. All right. Charlie was out here in a race. Chucho will lead this time around. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Chucho in the lead. This time, Charlie in the chase. We'll see what Chucho can do. Chucho a little wide on that first inside clip. Oh, and then Charlie gave him a little bit of bump and over-rotating him. Charlie gonna shut it down as well. Both drivers gonna shut it down for this run. Charlie probably upset with himself for making contact. So it looks like Charlie has that thing absolutely gripped up. Like, monstrously gripped up. So whatever his secret sauce is, I'm sure some of the other drivers would really like to know. Because I drove the 180 a lot in practice with everybody during the week. And I definitely was not pulling on anybody like that. He also was at times, though. There was times where he was driving with kind of low angles, so that could explain a lot as well. But nonetheless, would not be surprised to see it one more time here. All right, one more time. It's kind of what I figured it was going to be, given that there was nothing really that the judges could judge off of. There was, but nothing complete to judge off of. That makes sense. All right, here we go. Drivers are going to be flipped around. Charlie will lead again. Chucho will chase. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. We'll see what happens this time around. And Chucho sacrificing that first clip to maintain proximity, knowing how fast Charlie is now. Now that he's able to see for himself. A little bit more prepared going into this battle. Chucho definitely doing a much better job maintaining proximity this time around. And Charlie ticking all the boxes. I mean, just putting that car right where he needs to. Maybe a little shallow on angle, but nonetheless, he is in the zones and filling them. Mega angle in that last zone, though, there from Charlie. Wow. The one zone where I usually don't have a lot of angle, Charlie has the most angle. That was cool. That was cool. Just completely separate driving styles is all it comes down to. All right. Definitely looked as though Chucho was way more prepared for that battle, knowing how fast Charlie was from their first one. So I'm sure he is thankful for that one more time. But here we go. Drivers are off. Chucho leading Charlie this time. We'll see if Charlie can hold himself back from maintaining from making contact there with Charlie, and Chucho putting out a lot of angle. Going a little wide there. Chucho is going into the wall, and that is going to be very, very, very bad for Chucho. I'm sorry I didn't get the camera switched over to Charlie quickly enough. I was not expecting it. We'll go ahead and get these replays thrown up. Chucho looking like he's able to definitely hang with Charlie in drift. Just, I don't think he was expecting Charlie to be so fast off the line like he was. Charlie is a shredder and super helpful dude, pointing me in the right direction for wheel settings. Charlie is a stand-up bloke, man. I definitely like him. Don't know why I called him a bloke, but he's a stand-up fella. I like him a lot. Really good dude. All right, well, we are going to get our next battle here at the line. It's going to be Tony D against Kyle Poya. Oh, it seems as though we have a caution. Charlie is crazy. Heard he's also a really good driver RL. He is. He is. He's 100% a very good driver RL. He actually drives a 180 in real life, I believe. It's either a 180 or an S13. I mean, same thing, basically. So maybe we are having some PC issues because Kyle is getting in the lead lane now. So it appears as though Kyle is going to get a bye run here. Unfortunate. We hate to see it. Driver have to leave a competition so early on, but it happens, especially with the times that we have the competitions. It doesn't work out for everybody, unfortunately. Surprised that he actually picked the Chucho E36. After we released the Eurofighter V8, it kind of blew up and nobody cared about the C36 anymore. So I'm glad to see Kyle still rocking it. But that was our last run of round 4 or Group A for round 2. We're actually going to have Group B come in here now. Went through Group A super fast. Maybe it wasn't a... Maybe it was a... Oh. He is just lining up at the advance gate to go ahead and solidify and lock in his win. He said, give it to me. Let me hear it. He said, I want to see that I win. Bro needs a cop timeout. Oh, Slam went from number 2 to number 1 in this chat. Diaz went to number 2. Slam quickly moving his way up through the ranks. Who's he paying? I need to know. I'm not receiving any of this. Brexa says he's cooked. All right, this is Group B joining us now for round 2. We should have some really top-notch battles in this group, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And then round 3 is going to be absolutely insane. I am so surprised to see as many drivers put together such good runs. And in round 3, we're going to be seeing that, like, one of the hardest tracks we've ever made and the drivers are actually crushing it. I mean, it's almost like you cannot make a track hard enough for these drivers. You could. I mean, you can make it impossible, but it's like a track that you're able to actually link and make it possible to link everything. These drivers just find a way to make it look easy. And it blows my mind, no matter how hard it is. You'll have guys complain about it. It's too hard. It's this, that. And then you have guys that go in there and just like, they can do it in there with their eyes closed. It blows my mind. Track is testing all our limits. Hello, everybody. After a long break, I'm coming back to Assetto. How often do you host comps? Miko! Oh my gosh! Is this the Miko from like 3 years ago, Miko? Yes, every three to 4 weeks. Yes, sir. Miko! Miko is a driver. Dude's a stud. I'm telling you. Y'all don't want none. He won a lot of our comps back in the day. And if he didn't win, he was up there. We'll be glad to have you back, Miko. Alright, we are letting these drivers get their last few minutes of practice. It seems as though all the drivers are in here now, so they're going to get a couple last minutes of practice. Highly boosted. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. Glad to see you in chat. Love having you here, man. Another stand-up guy. Great fellow to be around. Does insane car stereos. So in case you guys are in the market for some, some systems, hit him up. Thank you, Miko. Thank you, Highly Boosted. You guys have a great day. Or Miko, you have a great day. And yes, sir, you're welcome, Highly Boosted. Never taken it by so carefully before. Tiny Frog, you're Kyle? I didn't know you were Kyle, Tiny Frog. I guess I should have put 2 and 2 together. Kyle Polly at 33. Tiny Frog 33. Yeah, you were pretty cautious. I mean, technically, do you really have to finish a buy run? In FD, you do. Let's be honest. We're not FD. However, I have been wanting to contact Ryan Sage for a very long time about an FD Street Series and how I would be willing to help him run it if he was ever would consider it. Oh, all right. I will get that fixed. I apologize. Thank you for pointing it out, by the way. All right, we got our next battle at the line. We got T-Brex against Hassan Selleck. T-Brex is Brexa, rocking that S13.9. Very, very unique car. S15 body put onto a 180 chassis. And the car is absolutely insane. Another car set up with soft suspension. Absolutely just insane car to drive. Oh! Alright, we'll go ahead and finish out watching Hassan Selleck with his run. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was looking into the chat when that happened, so I don't know what happened. To be completely honest with you guys. All I seen was T-Brex go into the wall and Hassan continue his run, so... Good thing we got the replays. All right, waiting for T-Brex to make his way back to the line. We got Geico, it's all good. Facts. Yeah, nah, it doesn't matter, Kyle. We're here to have fun, man. We're not here to stress you guys out, make you guys not have a good time. But here we go. Driver slipped around, Hassan in the lead, Brexa in the chase. See what Hassan can do in that S15. Immediately putting links onto Brexa. We'll see if T-Brex can cover this gap that he now has. He needs to slow that car down a little bit. He does. He makes it. Oh, he's getting that proximity back. He sacrificed a lot to get there, but he was there for a second at least. But Hassan Selek putting everything into this run. Absolutely insane lead run here from Hassan Selek. Solid. I mean, absolutely killed it. Crushed it. What an amazing lead run here from Hassan. Exactly what the judges wanted to see. Almost exactly what was described in the driver's meeting. What's the matter, Joseph? Why are you looking like that? Oh no. Alright, well, I am going to assume Hassan got the win on that one. I prematurely clicked away from the cameras. Don't worry, man. There will be more. There will be more. But this track is pretty fire. I'm kind of upset you missed it. You would have liked it. All right, here we go. We got our next battle at the line. Sorry that I forgot the replay was on, everybody. That was a really good lead by Hassan. It was... All right, can't read no more. All right, here we go. Drake in the chase, or in the lead. Randall getting in the chase. I do apologize for the disappearing rims on the S95. Like I said earlier, I will have that fixed before the next competition, I promise you guys. But here we go, Drake in the lead, Randall in the chase. And both drivers really solid so far. Drake super fundamental on his lead. Could have been no, that was pretty solid. Could have been a little bit deeper there, but Randall all over his door, giving him no breathing room. Tucked right in the pocket on the wall. I've never seen anybody initiate so close to the wall there. Randall absolutely destroying the door of all his competitors. He wants to win today. He wants to win. He is locked in. And I gotta say, I tested that tune that Randall's rocking right now. Buddy, it's money sauce. Alright, here we go. Randall in the lead. Drake in the chase. Let's see if this can be a mimic of the first run. Drake a little too aggressive, giving Randall a little bit of a bump there. Randall was allowed to pull handbrake on initiation. Drake just looked like he was not anticipating it. And Drake trying to play it super aggressive now, knowing that he's probably at a deficit. Sorry. So now he's really doing everything he can to make up for it. Randall putting his bumper all the way in the wall. Oh my gosh, Randall is absolutely murdering it today. Man, I couldn't even talk that last run. I'm sorry, everybody. I need to go to speech class. Eddie K. Randy slid a bunch. We'll see. We will see what the judges say. Next battle coming to the line. We got Benji and we have Swan. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. We'll watch this replay one more time up until the point of contact just to see what happened. Because there was definitely a handbrake pull on Randall's end, but he is allowed to pull handbrake on initiation to rotate his car in. The question is, was it for too long? I mean, it did appear to be only like a second. I don't know. We will have to see what the judges say. Wasn't on throttle after initiation. He was on handbrake. I wouldn't mind knowing too. Just see these runs again. Agreed. Yep, at this point it really comes down to the judges, because like we said, that there is allowed to be a handbrake initiation at this track, or you could just flick it in. Best first battle so far, agreed. So this has got to be definitely antagonizing for the drivers here. I don't know if antagonizing is the right word. They're filled with anticipation, I should say. Yeah, I would hate to be in the judge's seat right now. That is for sure. Look at that. Tires spinning so fast, they disappear. You know, it could be shared faults. Need a bead lock on that tire for the new facts. But yeah, could even come down to shared faults, and that's exactly what they did. I guarantee you they called it shared faults. Oh no. And that is something I can 100% agree with there on that call. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Drake in the lead. Randall and Chase again for their one more time. Drake a little wide on initiation. Looked like he was a little bit wide on the inside clip. Randall all over his door. Drake with a really good lead right here so far. Has that C7. So, what just happened? What? That was so weird. I didn't press any buttons and it switched again. But yeah, Drake with a really solid lead run here so far. Randall all over his door. Drake going up on the wall. That was something that we discussed in drivers meeting, but we didn't think we'd see in battle today, and wow, we did. But it did not disturb any of the drivers. Yeah, the onboard cam was pretty cool, but I was not expecting it. All right, Randall in the lead, Drake in the chase. Randall a little bit more throttle on that initiation as last time, and Drake played a little bit more cautiously. Oh, Drake falling back a little bit there. Randall might have went a little wide there by like a tread, I'm not positive, but so far so good. Drake's still all over the door, able to get that proximity back and stay there. And we'll see what happens as they come into the wall. Will Drake stick to him like glue? He's there. Will Randall hold it? And Drake stays there too. Wow, what a battle. What a battle from these guys, man. Ah. All right. Get a little bit of onboard action from this replay as well. That chase from Randall was just absolutely insane. He was a little bit of inside of his line on the wall ride, but the first wall. But he was there. I haven't seen anybody initiate on the wall with so much aggression in the chase before. That was insane. Make them fist fight. All right, that's it. Y'all get out, put your VRs on. Let's go. ADL after hours turns to a boxing ring. Man, still going to be a hard call. Staring contest for the win. Yeah, that's one of the hardest contests there is. I'd lose that. All right, now we wait for the judges to get back with a call. I did see some errors from both sides. Randall's going to get the win and move on. Very unfortunate for Drake. Love seeing him in the events, man. He's a hell of a driver. All right, we got Benji Hernandez against Swan Slides up next. Benji Hernandez, only driver to pick the E92 today. I didn't see that, but thank you for pointing that out. All right, here we go. Next battle underway. Well, now underway. We got Benji in the lead, Swan in the chase. Both drivers rocking BMWs, one E92, one E36. And we'll see what these drivers can do. Benji, so far, so good in his lead. Swan sticking right with him. Playing a little bit of a safe proximity there from Swan. Not too bad of a move on his part. He's still there, though. I'm not saying he's not. So far, though, super good run here from Benji. Surprised he's the only one that picked the E92. Giving the wall a little bit of a kiss there, entering onto it. But yeah, super surprised he's the only one that picked the E92 because that car is very good. Like, it drives itself, basically. It takes minimal effort to get that car to do what you want it to do. And here we go. We get them flipped around. Braden will lead. Benji will chase. All right, very good initiation there from Swan. Benji could have been a little more mimicking his line. Looked like he was a little bit too far inside of his line, not able to mimic him and get out to that touch and go like he was supposed to. Oh, and then Benji giving Braden a little bit of a bump there on that transition, but Braden holding it together. Benji also staying right there with him. Both drivers not too distracted from that call. Or from that contact, I should say. Wow, what a battle from these two. I thought for sure Benji was about to make contact. Very good job avoiding contact there from Benji. That last wall. It looked like the driver's hands weren't turning in the E36. Which, if that's the case, that's another thing that we'll have to just get fixed, but... Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys seen that. Looks like the driver's hands in E36 aren't rotating. Yeah, they're not. They're just sitting still. Ay, Dios mío, or however it's said. I'm not Spanish, so I probably just butchered the crap out of that, and I'm sorry if I did to anybody that is Spanish. All right. We shall wait for the judges to come back with a call. While we wait, our next battle and final battle of top 16 is going to be slammed against 925 Psy. This, I'm not going to say it actually. We'll see. We'll see. Braden Swan getting the win and moving on. Better luck in the next event, Benji. Hope to see you again, my friend. All right, slammed. Slammed against 925 Psy. Psy getting a restart. Maybe there was something wrong with his steering. All right, here we go. Drivers are ready. Light goes green and they're off. Slam in the lead. Sai in the chase. Slam with lots of angle initiation there, hitting those clips fairly well. Sai right there with him. Sai slowly getting that proximity back. Slam putting that car right where he needs to. Sai could have had a little bit more angle, matching Slam's angle a little bit, but he's still right there with him, avoiding contact. And Sai not letting Slam leave him at all. That is the biggest thing I'm noticing about the drivers further on in the event is they're doing whatever it takes to make sure that they maintain that proximity, you know, just so they can stay there. And Sai did just that. Didn't sacrifice much. Just a little, just to stay right there. Which is something that is probably, honestly, a necessity on this track. You know, especially if you're going against somebody that is quick. So... Alright, we got some people cheering for Slam. We'll see if he can make it through this round. He is up against a pretty heavy hitter here. Sai with a fairly decent initiation there, same as Slammed. Pretty fundamental, exactly what the drivers or judges were looking for. And Slam giving Sai a little bit of contact. Sai looking like he was checking up with a little bit of left foot brake, and Slammed was trying to get that proximity back. And Slam go over the pass. What is happening right now? This is some Sharivo stuff, and oh, and then Slam right. It turned into a show-off show or contest or something. I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely interesting turn of events there. Get these replays showing up. I bet a lot of people signed up for this event thought it's gonna be the VDC layout. Probably. I assumed as much, to be honest with you. That's why I also think I've seen a lot of guys not practice for the event, thinking that it was just gonna be regular Bikerniki. Was that a 360? It looked like it. It looked like he was attempting it. All right, well, the judges definitely have their work cut out for him for that run there. And I do apologize if I cut that last replay off a little. No, I didn't. Okay. But, oh, there we go. Sai gets the win. He's going to move on to top 16. Very unfortunate for Slammed. It did appear as though, like I said, Sai was just using a little bit of left foot brake to keep his line and angle, and Slammed was trying to get that proximity back, and it just didn't work out in his favor, unfortunately. I did, but this last sick. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, and this is grade 8, everybody. We are finally here, getting into the battles that we all would want to see. We want to see all the battles, obviously, but the battles that are worth watching, the highlight battles, are now. Well, no, I can't even say that. There's been lots of battles worth watching up to this point as well, so all the battles are worth watching, but the ones you come to see are starting now. Pants on. We do have a version of Ferropolis that we could use for an event. I would like to run the updated version of Ferropolis though. So I do. Didn't they changed some stuff about the track, didn't they? Sai, if you're watching, is it Sai like I'm saying, like a sigh, or is it Saya? I've always been curious if I've been saying it right. Yes, TBD means to be decided. Could be. Could be Ferropolis. We can probably do a vote on it or something. We don't usually do votes because it ends up leaving drivers kind of disappointed if their track isn't picked. So, we will see. All right, practice has ended, it appears. Unless we're still waiting for all the drivers to join in which case it hasn't started yet. But it appears as though we have all the drivers in. Yep. We got our first battle for a grade 8 coming to the line now. Yes, Norway would be crazy. That's a track we have not ran. All right. Diaz and VX Media are up next. We're waiting for Diaz to come to the line. Here he comes now. It is in high speed. Is it strong cars? Yeah. All right, here we go. Diaz in the lead. VX Media in the chase. Really good initiation there from Diaz all over that inside clip. Might have even cut it just a tad, but I couldn't tell from this angle. But VX Media all over Diaz, not allowing it to go anywhere. Wow, super hard surge from VX Media. Props to Diaz for keeping it on the track. Lots of drivers would have just flopped right there in that scenario and just kind of made it appear that the contact was much worse than what it was. So mega props to Diaz for holding that. But VX Media still all over his door. Not give him any room, even with that contact. Wow, what a run. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. VX Media in the lead this time. Diaz going to chase him down. Really good initiation there from VX Media. Almost no letting off throttle there from VX Media. Absolutely sending it full angle everywhere. VX Media is just ringing this thing for everything that it has. A little wide on the inside clip there, but pulling it back together. Diaz trying to stick on his door there. VX Media could have been a little bit deeper in outside zone 1. See how he comes onto the wall, very deep onto the wall. Diaz giving the wall a little bit of a tap there. You can see the corrections from his wheels, but still right there all over VX's door across the line. Oh yeah, Norway isn't high speed at all. It's you could probably realistically do that track in like WDT cars. Another good one would be Finland. All DMX tracks. All right, we were waiting for the judges to come back with a call. Our next battle will be Charlie against Kyle Polya. Go ahead and get locked on to Charlie for camera's sake. All right. We're not doing too bad on time either. We've only been over 2 hours and we're already in the grade 8. Not too bad. Or stirrup. Yep, stirrup. Gimmick and back shift, turn 360. Stirrup is also it's a favorite of everybody's, I would say. Stirrup, you can't ever go wrong hosting an event at Stirrup. You can if you pick layout A or C, then yeah, people will hate you. It's like B is the only good one. I personally like C. A's not bad, it's awkward. It's like you need the right cars for that track. Still waiting on the judges to get back with a call for us. Oh, and there we have it. Diaz gets the win. He's going to move on. Good job, Diaz. Good job, VX. See you in the next competition, my friend. I'm sure we'll see you again. All right, here we go. Charlie and Kyle are off for their runs. Charlie in the lead in that 180. Kyle in the chase in the M3 E36 2J. see what Charlie could do in the lead this time around. Can Kyle keep up with him? It appears as he can. Kyle not letting Charlie pull any gaps on him at all. Cutting a little bit of track there, Kyle is to keep proximity, and Charlie doing what he does and pulling away a little bit now, going to the wall. Able to hold it together though and not make himself zero out, and still somehow was able to maintain a gap on Kyle. Well, probably because Kyle slowed down because of the contact. That's what I would guess. See, he likes A. Augie likes layout A. I personally, A is so awkward to me. C is good to me. Everybody hates C, but C is good. Or I might be getting confused. I might be thinking A is C and C is A. I don't know. They're all good, but B's definitely the best. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Kyle in the lead this time. Very good initiation there from Kyle. Looked like he could have been a little bit deeper on the inside clip there, or on the first touch and go, but very good nonetheless. Putting that car exactly where he needs to in his run so far. Charlie all over his door, giving him no breathing room. Charlie started at a kind of safe proximity and worked his way up to right on his door. Charlie trying to make not quite where he should have been on that wall there. A little bit less proximity, but Charlie's still all over his door across the line. Yeah, I think maybe when Charlie entered on the wall in his chase, he maybe scrubbed the wall like he did in the lead, and just didn't allow him to keep that same angle that Kyle had. Oh, or he was just trying to get some proximity back because Kyle kind of put a little gap on him on the wall. I'm assuming entering onto the wall. All right, we wait for the judges to come back with a call for us now. Our next battle will be Hassan Selleck against Randall Kenny, unless we happen to get a OMT here. And it appears as though we are going to be having a server reset in about 19 minutes. So we have to be aware of that so it does not happen during a run. Definitely not a hard, or definitely not an easy call to judge for sure. OMT. I kind of assumed that was what it was going to be. I didn't want to say it and put it out there, but that's kind of what I thought it was going to be. All right, so we will get them lined up again for their one more time. Charlie will lead Kyle again for this battle. All right. Drivers are off. Light goes green. All right, good initiation there from Charlie. Could have had a little bit more angle on the inside clip, but overall not too bad. Filled that touch and go almost fully, I believe. Might have even been a little bit over. But still, nonetheless, very good lead here from Charlie so far. And Kyle all over his door. I mean, almost mirroring exactly what Charlie's doing with a little bit of a gap. And Charlie did pull a little bit more of a gap there, but Kyle had that same kind of gap the whole way around, you know, mimicking him almost perfectly until that very end where Charlie kind of got a little bit more. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Big flick there from Kyle. Not quite filling outside zone 1. Outside touch and go 1. Very good on inner clip 1 though, or inner clip 2 I should say. Could have been a little deeper in those touch and goes there, but Kyle still nonetheless very good lead here from Kyle so far. Oh, a little bit of a tire drop there from Kyle. I'm not sure if that was 2 tires or 1. Not sure if it was caused from contact or if it was self-inflicted. These camera angles make it really hard to tell what's exactly happening. But the judges do have overhead cameras, so they see what is going on at all times. So if anything did happen there to cause that, then they would see it. Right, next battle is getting ready while the judges make a decision for this last battle here. Definitely still some discrepancies and mistakes from both drivers in the last run, so we'll see what the judges have to say about it. Let's go Kyle. Looks like Diaz is voting for Kyle. Charlie gets the win, moves on. All right, next battle at the line now. We got Hassan Selleck against Randall Kinney. Big flick there from Hassan. Very good initiation though. Randall getting that proximity, getting all up on his door. Randall looked like he's sliding out a little bit. Able to keep it right there though, maintain that proximity. Hassan doing exactly what he needs to do, driving the wheels off that S15. We'll see what Randall can do as they come into the wall here. Definitely a little bit of proximity makeup, and he got it back. We'll see if he can keep it as they come to the line. And Hassan must have that S15 gripped up. Because like I said, I did test that tuning Randall is on, and it's good. It's very good. So for Hassan to be able to maintain, you know, some speed like that on Randall is pretty wild. I'm not sure why the cameras keep switching by themselves here. It's kind of odd. All right, here we go. Randall initiates. A little wide on inner clip 1. Really tight to inner clip 2. That's what we want to see. But Hassan, I mean, all over his door, like giving him no room at all. It's almost as if he's attached to a railing around Randall's car. Fell back a little bit right there. Didn't quite get out to that first outside zone. Hassan way inside of Randall now. Big mistake from Hassan. Not quite sure what happened. Maybe Randall's just a little too slow for Hassan. And Hassan all over his door. Give him tire marks across the door. Or across the wall, the line. Man, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Oh, good battle, man. I pushed too hard. Yeah, that tire drop, man, I think it's what got you. I think that was a nail in the coffin for you, my bud. Good runs, though, man. You gotta join us in the next one. Our next comp is going to be with the pro cars, too. So, you know, we've been having consistent comps with street and pro-am cars and stuff. We don't really do many pro car events. And, from what I can tell, what I gather, a lot of guys actually do enjoy these cars. Our first version of these cars, for some reason, they weren't very popular. But this version seems to be, so we want to go ahead and try to get another competition with them before the end of the year in. You know, we have a couple more planned, obviously, but for the month of December, we don't know what's going on. So we might not be having any competitions in the month of December with all the holidays and, you know, stuff like that. So I'm sweating bullets either way. So this is another battle where I would hate to be in the judges' shoes because it appeared as Hassan, you know, basically kind of had it in the bag at the beginning, you know, watching the first run and then watching how the second run started. But something happened and Hassan just fell way offline from with Randall. And just kind of, that's a huge mistake from Hassan there. Just look at the ADL stuff. I like it already. Awesome. Heck yeah, man. Glad you like them. We will be posting an update here sometime soon in the next couple weeks. Within the time frame of the end of this event, within the next couple weeks, we'll be posting an update to this pack to fix all the little minor discrepancies that we have noticed. And also probably try to include a couple more liveries in. Also, drivers, you guys take your time. Take these next few weeks to take your time to get your liveries made as well. You know, if you want to rock a personal livery in the events. So this comes down here to basically, if I was guessing what the judges were talking about, does Hassan's mistakes make up for his lead, or does his lead and how good his chase was outside of the mistakes make up for those mistakes? I would have to assume is what this call is about, or what the judges are talking about. And that's where it gets challenging to make a call, because all judges view it differently, which is exactly what you want. You don't want judges to agree and see everything eye to eye. You know, you want them to have different, if we didn't have differences in opinions, then what's the point of having different judges, 3 judges. So definitely taking their time with this one, though, which is well deserved. It definitely was not an easy call to make. You don't want to rob anybody of a win. So definitely for sure delegating, though. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see this one go one more time again, with how long they're taking to make a call. But I will say this, Randall was consistent, in his runs for the most part. He just wasn't able to get that proximity. And there we go. Got another one more time. So Randall was consistent. He just didn't have the desired proximity, I would say, that the judges were looking for, especially compared to what Hassan had. So it makes it super challenging to call. Like, these runs are super hard to call. We didn't expect to have a bunch of one more times, but hey, you got to do them if that's what it takes. But here we go. We got Hassan in the lead again, and Randall in the chase for their last battle. They have to decide a winner here, and Hassan goes full send on initiation. Let's see what they can do as they make their way around this track. Randall not washing out right there, able to stay inside and on Hassan's door. Randall losing a tire right there, going to the inside clip. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but I did. But both these drivers so far doing exactly what they need to do. Randall fell back a little bit, got the proximity back immediately. Very good correction very good awareness on him. Able to stay with Hassan the whole time. Like I said, he's there. Might not have the exact proximity the judges are looking for, but he is there. And to be that close still on this track, that in itself is very challenging to do. So hats off to him. But we'll see what Hassan can do in his chase here. Can he hold it together in his chase this time around? And what will Randall do in his lead? They are off. Randall flicks in. Nice flick in from Randall. Really good on the inside clip there. Randall carrying lots of speed, lots of momentum. Hassan all over his door, though. A little bit of a tire drop, it looked like there from Randall. Not too bad, though. Able to hold it together and stay on track. Hassan just all over Randall's... Oh, Randall all over the wall. Hassan kind of fell off a little bit. Got the proximity back before the line, though. Man, I feel sorry for you, judges, because your work is definitely not... Your job is not any easier right now. All right, we'll watch this replay one more time through because I'm sure the judges are going to be deliberating for a little while. It's looking like the shadowing, the shading on the SN95 is doing something weird, like as the server goes on. Probably something I shouldn't point out on the live stream. It's just something I noticed. I'm not sure if anybody else noticed it. It's got some weird, like the map is not registering. It's only reading off the ambient occlusion map right now. Very weird. But we are waiting for the judges to come back with a call for us. Both drivers today, these two here, Hassan and Randall, I mean, absolutely driving with the most aggression that is possible at this track. You know, you can't be too aggressive, but you can also be extremely aggressive. So it's awesome seeing drivers absolutely pushing the limits of the track, their cars, their skill. You know, not saying these guys aren't skilled at all. They're highly skilled, but it's cool to watch. Definitely cool to watch. Since you guys took on this track so easily, next track is going to be even more challenging. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So instead of which I believe I have it on every car with special. Huh. All right, Randall is going to get the win over Hassan. That's there must have been something I seen or that I didn't see, because I do know that Randall did have a tire drop, and maybe Hassan had one as well that I did not notice. All right, next battle and final battle for our grade 8 is Randall is Swan Slides, aka Braden Swan. I'm sorry. And then 925 Psy. I was reading something at the same time I was trying to talk, so I apologize for that. But Braden will lead first in this battle. Nate Chin said Hassan won. All right, here we go. Drivers are off. Braden Swan against 925 Psy. Braden doing exactly what he needs to do. Not too much to report on. A little wide on the inside clip there. 925 Psy. I mean, just same way we expect him to drive all the time. Just not giving him any room. It looked like he might have collected the wall there a little bit, but able to hold it together. But nonetheless, very good run there from Swan. The only thing I seen on his lead was that, you know, that in that hairpin section could have been a little bit tighter to that inside clip, and down the hill could have been a little bit tighter to that inside clip. Other than that, I didn't see much. Swan's lead. Psy had a very good chase up until the wall. I do believe he made contact with the wall. So. All right, here we go. Psy is off. Braden in the chase. Big flick there from Psy. We'll see what Braden can do. Looked like Braden might have sacrificed that outside touch and go, the first outside touch and go on initiation. But sticking right with Psy. Maybe not quite matching his line and angle exactly, but sticking right there with him, almost exactly how Psy was keeping that close proximity. Well, about as close as you want to be here, really. Like I said, it's hard to maintain angle on this track. You know, the judges always want to see close at proximity, you know, as much as they can, obviously, but this track, that's very hard to do. And being able to stay within range of where if they transition, you're going to clip each other is impressive. All right, we just wait for the judges to get back with a call for us after these replays. Both drivers really solid runs. I mean, fundamental runs. The only thing I seen, you know, like I said, in Swan's lead, going down the hill, could have been a little bit tighter to the inside clip, and then Psy looked like he might have hit the wall in his chase going in the first wall ride. but he held it together. I mean, he capitalized on it super quick. Hassan, glad to see you still smiling after that loss, man. Great driving. Never expected to see 3 OMTs on this track, but hey, it's well deserved. You guys drove the absolute crap out of those cars, man. Great driving today. Also, now that I think back on it too, I believe Swan didn't make the first outside touch and go on initiation, so that's another thing that would count against Swan if that's the case. Like I said, the judges they have like bird's eye view cameras. You know, these here, I'll show you after this call. But basically, it's just a bird's eye view of the track, probably 20 feet above the track, so they can see everything that's going on. All right, and there we go. Swan is going to move on and get the win over Sai, or Saya. I'm not sure which exactly it is. But yeah, see, the judges have... Oh, it's... I can't show you until they're all actually on the track. Oh, and there we go. We have a server reset. All right, well, let's get this. Good, this didn't happen during a run, so definitely happy that it happened during a judging call. You guys are gonna get to see me drive the semaphore to a different location again because it's gonna reset me back in the pits. I just know it. I'm gonna stay right here and hope that I do not get... All right, I might have to go to a quick commercial break because it appears as though my audio cut out, and if my audio cut out, then... Oh, it went down to 0. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, sorry for that, everybody. Everybody that's still watching, at least. If you guys are watching, I'm assuming you know how Assetto stuff works, so that's all part of it. All right, but we are moving on to our final four. Final four is Diaz against Charlie, Randall Kinney against Swan Slides. Waiting for Diaz to make his way to the line. We will go to a different... All right. All right, first battle for our final four is underway. We got Diaz against Charlie. Oh, and I am in the judging cameras. Sorry for that, everybody. All right. Diaz so far with a really solid run. Charlie all over his door. But Diaz putting that car right where he needs to, as he has been all day. Might have had a little tire drop there. Don't know exactly. Didn't appear as though. But could have been. Could have been. Looked like he was setting himself up for it. And then you also seen him go into the wall there. So very unfortunate for Diaz. You hate to see it, especially this far in the competition. You don't want to see anybody be collected by any walls or anything in the matter. I'm here just working. No, Carly, my bad. Oh, okay. Good to see you still here, Raging Canadian. All right, here we go. Charlie and Diaz off again for their second run. Charlie in the lead this time. Diaz in the chase. Charlie with a really good initiation. Diaz all over his door, though. Charlie checking up a little bit to make it to that outside touch and go perfectly. A little wide on the inside clip there. Go a little wide there. But Diaz not to be deterred, sticking right there with him. We'll see what they do as they come into the wall. Will Charlie keep it together? He does. Oh, that looked like there was contact on transition, but there wasn't. Diaz was just bumper to bumper on transition. That was beautiful. I'll tell you what, man. Diaz is a driver, man. He definitely has his moments, but dude's a driver. All right, waiting on a call to come back from the judges. Who's going to move on to the finals and who's going to go to third place? Well, battle for third place. I wonder if there was contact before the wall. I wonder if Charlie pushed Diaz into the wall, and that's what they're looking at. Not positive. Probably could have been smarter about my camera placement for this round. I apologize to that for everybody. I try to be cool with them and give the viewers something nice and like flashy to look at, and it ended up not working and live in the server, unfortunately. So works in single player just fine. It looks beautiful. It looks awesome. I don't understand. I don't understand, man. Assetto is just it's a beautiful thing, Assetto. All right, so yeah, there had to be contact at the wall then, because I thought for sure this was cut and dry. Diaz got Charlie got the win. Diaz goes to third. Good third place battle. Yeah. Assetto does have so many settings. It's too many settings. But at the same time, like, I don't know what I would do if Assetto actually worked right for a change. Like, I feel like something's about to happen. Like, is my computer about to crash? Is it about to blow up? What's about to happen? Is Y2K is coming? Like, what's up? All right, well, at this point, if they can't come to a decision, I say just send them again. I mean, there had to be something that they're seeing that we didn't see. All right, there we go. Charlie gets the win. All right. All right, here we go. Last battle for the semifinals. Jeez. A settings course. All right, here we go. They are off. Randall Kitty in the lead this time. Braden, or not this time. Randall Kitty in the lead. Braden, Swan in the chase. Who's going to go to battle for finals and who's going to go to battle for third place? Both drivers so far doing really well. I just wish those rims didn't disappear on the SN95. It's too distracting for me. Both drivers, incredible run so far. Randall is doing everything he can to put down the most epic lead run he can, knowing that he's leading off Swan, and he does. Beautiful run here from these guys. I couldn't see what happened there. Something definitely happened there, but the cameras didn't swap, and I couldn't see it, and I apologize to all you guys because you couldn't see it either. This is... I just want to see I want to see the action, man. I just want to see the action. Let me see the stuff. All right, here we go. They are off. All right, good initiation there from Swan. A little bit of left foot braking there from Swan. Doing a controlled initiation. And Randall, super risky transition. But he held it. He maintained it. He knew he had to stick with Swan no matter what. He's sacrificing so much right now to stick with Swan, but he is doing it. He is staying right there nonetheless. Oh, and then Swan goes into the wall. No! No, Swan overcooking it, sending himself into the wall. Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, the question is, was it overcooking or was there an added little boost? Let's see. Let's watch this back and see for ourselves. All right, so Randall's there. I couldn't tell from my angle. From our angle, you can't tell. Oh, sorry, everybody. I did my best plug-in Dane Cook voice. All right. So, from our angle, we can't tell exactly what happened going onto the wall. Randall was right there all over him on that transition. So as far as like there being contact, don't know. If not, obviously, it just comes down to all, self-inflicted driver error from Swan's part. But man, what a battle up until that point. What a battle. Yeah, see, look, now the SN95 is all shiny and stuff. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure. The new Edge, wasn't it like an hour ago or so, 30 minutes ago, was like not shaded properly and looked weird. Like the map, the body map wasn't loading. This game, I swear. It's because sun is hitting it. The sun was hitting it before. It's sitting in the same location it was earlier. It's the same spot it was sitting in when it wasn't working earlier. Oh. No, I'm not talking about just the shading. I'm talking about the shading, the specular, everything. Like, it just looked like a flat gray earlier, and now it actually has specular reflections, all that stuff. Yeah, always some CSP stuff. All right. Well, if I had to guess, there was 100% contact going onto the wall. So they're probably trying to see if Swan slid too much or awkwardly or whatever. I don't know what they're trying to evaluate at this point. But all right, and there we go. Swan gets the win. He's going to move on, so I have to assume that Randall put him into the wall. Super unfortunate to see last two battles happen with the help of the wall, the assistance of the wall. But now we will have our third place battles go. Third place will be Diaz against Randall Kinney. Yep, that's what I figured. All right. Here we are, baby. Third place and final place. Final place, everybody. Jeez. It's been a long day. I went to work at 4 a.m. this morning. All right. Here we are. Drivers are at the line, ready to go. Fourth place, Diaz against Randall Kinney. Who's it going to be? They are off. Diaz in that 370Z. Only driver all day to drive the 370Z. Randall, the only driver to drive the New Edge all day. Good initiation there from Diaz. Good to that inner clip there. So far, drivers doing exactly what they should. Exactly what was discussed in the drivers meeting. Diaz cutting that inner clip there just a tiny bit. Coming over the wall, it looked like there was a little bit of contact there from Randall again, but Diaz looked like he wasn't also in the right spot, so that's awkward. That's going to be a tricky one because Diaz wasn't fully on the wall. I could tell from our angle that Diaz wasn't fully on the wall. Man, that's going to be a weird one to call. All right, here we go. Drivers are back at the line, ready to go. All right, Randall getting up on the rumble strip a little bit there. Didn't mess him up at all, though. If we know anything about the rumble strips here at Riga, it is they will murder you. So far, though, Randall doing exactly what he needs to do. Diaz sticking right there with him, though. Randall going a little wide there. It looked like there might have been a little contact there on that transition. Diaz stopping him from transitioning for just a split second. Not too bad, though. And Randall with a quick transition onto the wall and riding it perfectly. Diaz giving a little bump there towards the end of it. And Randall going into the wall, but giving a little bit of a gap there on Diaz as well. So not really affecting Diaz at all, but wow, what a baller run. Yeah, is right. That was, that contact's going to be really hard to judge because, yeah, Randall made contact with Diaz, but it didn't appear. Let's watch it back and see for sure. But, it is also hard to tell from our camera angle, too. But it did appear like Diaz... Yeah, it didn't look like Diaz was even going to make it out to the wall unless Randall, like, clipped him beforehand. But if that was the case, then I don't think Diaz would have rotated as fast as he did and as much as he did if there was any contact. Yeah, exactly. Diaz said congrats, so I'm assuming... Was he already going to over-rotate then? Is that what Diaz is saying? I don't know. Something happened. It was weird. It was definitely weird. Like I said, I think if Randall would have clipped him before transition, there we have it. Randall gets the win. So it was self-inflicted by Diaz, unfortunately. Sorry, Diaz. Better luck in the next one. But 4th place isn't bad, man. 4th place isn't bad, especially at this track. And being the only one in the 370, so you can't, like, share tunes with anybody or any of that stuff. So, dude, mega props. Good catch by the judges, by the way. All right, here we go. First place. Who's it going to be? Charlie against Swan. Charlie utilizing every bit of that run-up, maybe even a little bit more. But Swan not letting him deter him at all over the door of Charlie. Both drivers driving with everything they have right now. Putting everything on the table. I am just so zoned in. I can't even really commentate on it. If I did, I would just mess it all up because that's clinical runs. Just clinical runs. That's what they were. Absolute precision from both of those drivers. Yes, sir. Thank you, Diaz. We'll see you in the next competition, my friend. All right, here we go. Get the drivers flipped around. Braden will lead. Charlie will chase. And we'll see what they can do. Here we go for the final run. Unless we happen to have an ONT, we got Braden in the lead. Big flip there from Braden. Charlie all over his door, though. Both of these drivers want it so bad. Charlie falling back a little bit. We'll see if he can get that proximity back. If we know Charlie, he will definitely get that proximity back. But Swan driving the absolute wheels off of this E36 right now. Putting that car exactly where he needs to. Can Charlie get that proximity back? He does on that wall. He gets that proximity back. Switch cameras, switch. Coming onto this last wall. Charlie closing the gap, giving Swan a little bit of a bump, and then straightening back up, messing him up, and then fixing him back. Love to see it. Love those Assetto physics, those bumper car physics that we all, enjoy on a day-to-day basis. Let's watch this final replay here. I do believe the judges are going to come to a call. I don't think there's going to be another one, another one more time. Well, not another for this battle, but another as in for the event. Huge props to both of these drivers. No matter what the score sheet says, you guys are both winners in my heart. Probably not the battle of the day, I would say. I think the battle of the day would be Randall's first battle, I think. If I'm recalling correctly. I don't remember who exactly it was against, but I know that battle was epic. If you guys would like to give me suggestions on battle of the day to post on the Instagram, then let me know. Drop them down in the comments or reach out to me on Discord. This battle was definitely a good one, though. I'm not saying it wasn't. But it was to be expected from these two fellows here. All right. And the long final drum roll. Randall and Drake for sure. I think so too. That's who it was, Randall and Drake. I 100% agree with that. Randall and Drake for sure got battle of the day. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That battle was insane. And Braden Swan gets the win. He is going to take first place ever here at 80 Hill. Believe it or not, this is Braden Swan's first win with us. So mega, mega, mega props to him. Huge shout out to Charlie for third place. And of course, we got Randall Kinney coming in, Randall Kinney coming in third place. Great, great, great driving, boys. Love to see it. We're going to send them for a podium train, and then we're going to go ahead and close out the live stream. I just want to say I thank everybody so much for being here, making this happen. The judges, the drivers, the viewers, everybody. I thank you guys a bunch. You guys are ADL. I'm not just ADL. It takes all of us to make ADL a thing, and you guys are the biggest part of it. So Thank you guys to everybody. Thank you to all of our sponsors. I don't want to run through the name. I'll run through all the names. We got Vosen, we got Big Dirty Burnouts, we got Team Berserk, we got Revolution Drift Club, we got Asphalt Tattooist Drift Team, Sleight of Hand Drift Team, Pods Mods, maybe soon to be Gripped Up Mods. If you're still watching, man, huge shout out to you. Make sure you guys go check out his Discord or his website. I'm sorry. And then anybody else, if I missed you guys, I'm super sorry. But just know that Randall, Kenny, RK Skids over on YouTube, Team Pure, our own drift team. But without further ado, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, I don't think that's the right phrase. It definitely wasn't. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and close out this live stream before I make a fool of myself even more. And I just want to say thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in, watching the live stream with us, being a part of it, being active in the chat. It means a lot to us. It really does. And our next event will be with the Pro Cars. If you guys have any suggestions on the track choice, let us know because it's not decided yet. So get at me on Discord, at Shift Happens on Discord, and let me know. You have 2 weeks to give me a submission. So if I don't get one, I'll probably be a custom track. But anyway, guys, I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and catch us in the next one in probably 3 weeks. Might be. I don't know. We will announce it in the Discord. That is where you'll find all the information about it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time.